God is ready, when the right timing is there, it's gonna naturally happen. You know what I mean? And man, I genuinely, I think the older I get and the more like tapped in I get with the Lord, the more I realize how important God's timing is. Everybody's timing is different. You feel me? Like, if y'all, like everybody's seen these before. The stories or the stories for real, where you see on social media, on TV or something, somebody be 25 years old and go through their transformation of being skinny to, you know what I'm saying, like throwing on a bunch of weight. And then you have people who would be 40 years old, 250, 260 pounds, and they go on a weight loss journey, and they're at, like, they lose a bunch of weight and they're sitting at like 170, 180. You got one person that did it at 25. You got another person that did it at 40. You got one person that starts his business at 16. You have another person that starts his business at 35. You feel me? You got one person that succeeds young, or whatever their definition of success is, they do it young. And then you got another person who, whatever their definition of success is, they do it later. You know what I mean? You got some people who start making content damn near out the womb. I'm joking, not out the womb, but you got some people who start making content when they're in middle school, high school, maybe even college. And then you got another person who starts making content well into their late 30s or their late 20s. And then you got all this stuff that you have to learn about the internet, the social space world that you don't know, and it just takes time. You feel me? And I just think, like, a lot of times, like, we end up seeing the overnight success, but we don't see the journey. We don't see the time it took for that particular person to get to where they are. And I think that's what confuses the expectation. That's what gives us confusion when it comes to the expectation, because I just think it's like American culture. It's part of our culture to do the work and then expect the results immediately, because the majority of us work jobs, right? So, or growing up in school, you do the work, right? You take the test and then you immediately get the result of the outcome. You get the outcome, right? And the outcome is your grade, right? I think a lot of times we're expecting to do something, we're expecting to do the work, we're expecting to go through the test and then immediately get the result. You see what I'm saying? But what's crazy, and this is what stocks taught me, you could put $10 into a stock and that joint is gonna move. It might move up, it might move down, it might grow your money, it might lose you some money, but either way it's gonna move, right? You do the work once, you put the money in once, and then it works for you. And that is what taught me the law of success, right? All you have to do is do the work once, and whether you realize it or not, the work is already being done for you. And once I realized that is when, once I realized that is when, I guess that law took my mindset, took my mentality about the grind, the journey, to a completely different level. To where I don't have this thought process that I'm gonna do it now and I'm gonna immediately get results. That's not how it happens. It's just like losing and gaining weight. You can start your diet today, but that doesn't mean you're gonna look in the mirror and see the result of 10 pounds of losing 10 pounds. Sometimes it's not until you lose 20 pounds that you start seeing some results, right? If you're trying to build muscle, you can eat all the protein you want, you can eat all the food you want, you can gain all the weight you want, but that doesn't mean you're building muscle. And that doesn't mean you're gonna see the results of building muscle. It takes time. And I could give so many different examples. It's like jiu-jitsu. Just because you pull the armbar off on a white belt don't mean you about to pull an armbar off on a blue belt, on a purple belt, on a black belt, on a brown belt. Just because you did it to one person in one specific instance doesn't mean it's going to work all the time. But that doesn't mean the work isn't being done. Because the work is being done. And every time you try and pull an armbar off on a different person, whether you get it off or not, it's teaching you something. It's teaching you what to do and what to not do. How to get a better outcome, how to get a better solution, and how to get the better result. And that's the mentality that we all have to have when you're on this journey. It's not just about being on a journey of success, not just about being on a journey to making your first six figures. It's not just about being on a journey where you're making your first $1,500 a week. Or it's just not a journey of getting your first 1,000 views on a video. It's just not that. It's a journey of personal development. It's a journey of learning, of educating yourself through your own experiences, because that's something that nobody can argue with. You can go get a degree and somebody can judge your, you can go get a degree and somebody can judge your qualification. But you can't go through the fire and then somebody tell you haven't been burned. You see what I'm saying? So the journey is much more about the experience and who you're becoming, the burns you're taking on, so that when you go and show somebody that burn mark and you tell them about how you got it, they can't argue with it. You show somebody that scar, they can't argue with it. And then you can tell them how to not get the scar, how to avoid the scar. And that's the journey. It's never ending. It's for the rest. Once you commit to this, it's for the rest of your life. It never ends. It never ends. The work continues. And that's the good thing. That's where I think in the Bible where Jesus was like, come to me and I will give you everlasting life. I will give you a water that overflows. That's what I believe that work is. It's the work. That's the everlasting life. Because I ain't got to be thinking, oh, I got to go back to my job. I'm thinking, oh, I got work that needs to be done. I always got work that needs to be done 7 days a week. It's not just a 5 day. It's not just I clock in and clock out kind of thing. It's every day is work. Every day I'm building something new, something better. And that's the journey. That's the journey, y'all. It's something to be excited about. It's something to wake up every single day and know that I have the opportunity to get better, to get something good done. Because I know that this message that I have, this thing that I'm doing, the videos that I'm making, this purpose that I believe in, is gonna put something great into the world that when I'm gone, it's gonna continue to grow. The movement is gonna continue to do what it do. You see what I'm saying? It's something great. It's something amazing. It's something to be excited about. It's something to want to do, you feel me, to not procrastinate on, and to continue to develop and make better. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to talk to you guys about this thing. You feel me? The journey. I'm excited to talk to y'all about the journey, because the journey is the most important thing. The journey is the destination. The fact that you're on it, you've already made it. You don't need a number. You don't need to play a numbers game to make you feel validated, to make you feel like you're winning. The fact that you're on the journey, you have already won. And I think that's what's so cool about Plato's allegory of the cave. I believe the man that unbuckled those chains and walked out of the cave already won. It doesn't matter if he tried to come back and convince everybody to do the same thing. The fact that you're out of this cave, the fact that you've broken free and you're on your journey of purpose, the game is already yours. The game is already won. Now all you got to do is stay on it. Stay on a journey. Stay on your path and don't go back. Don't go back to the cave. Don't go back to the cave. That's all I got for y'all. I'm about to go hit the gym. Actually, I'm about to do a little dry scoopy. I got this Woke AF pre-workout. I take about half a scoop before I hit the gym. A full scoop, I'd be off a full bean. But half a scoop, I'm just off a half bean. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna go hit the gym, get a smooth little workout in. Then I'm gonna head back to the cribbo edit this video and post it for you guys. We're gonna see y'all next time.